Interviewing people on camera is pretty commonplace in the video production and filmmaking industries. And like all things, the best way to learn how to do it well is by doing it. And to help us out, I've got my lovely wife, Jordan, here to help us go over the top 10 tricks and tips for getting the best interviews that you can on camera. The most important part of an interview is actually before you begin. This is when you develop rapport with the subject and you kind of get them comfortable with the fact that you're going to be sitting down with lights and microphones and cameras while you're talking to them on camera. And I'll actually start talking to people before I even sit them down while I'm setting up lights or setting up microphones and stuff like that. And some of the things that we're going to go over today are actually things that you can talk to your subject about while you're getting your equipment set up and developing that rapport with them. Get your subject to reiterate the question in their answer. This is so important when interviewing people on camera for projects, because you might not be on camera asking a question and you might not have any other context for what they're talking about. So here is exactly what I do every single time. Jordan, when I ask you a question, I'm going to need you to reiterate that question in your answer. For instance, if I were to ask you, what's your favorite color? You would say, my favorite color is blue, instead of just the word blue.
Okay.
Jordan, what's your favorite color?
What's your favorite color?
Mine's blue. What's your favorite color?
Mine is blue.
Jordan, what is your favorite color?
Purple. Purple?
Ask open-ended questions. This is a fundamental but often overlooked part of interviewing, and open-ended questions are ones that have more than just a yes or no answer. If you were to ask someone, did you have breakfast today? Their answer might just be yes or no. Instead, what you'd want to do is ask someone, what did you have for breakfast today? Shut the f*** up. Seriously. When you're interviewing someone or talking to someone on camera, what you need to do is be quiet. All of the movements and talking and agreeing with someone that we normally do in conversation, those are going to show up on camera or they're going to come through on the microphone. So you just need to be quiet, smile and nod, and use your body language to show that you're listening. Great. Get great audio. Now, obviously, I don't mean skimp on the visuals, but a lot of times we can cover up the visuals with B-roll. Getting good audio is really important because we can't cover up audio as easily as we can with video. So just make sure your videographer is monitoring audio at all times and that your mics are placed correctly. Speaking of which, place your mic correctly. Now, I really prefer boom mics because I think they sound better than things like lav mics. Whatever you're doing though, or whatever you're using, just be sure to place them correctly. An ideal placement is anywhere between 12 and about 18 inches away from your subject's mouth, because that's going to get the best audio without getting a lot of room noise or anything like that. Use natural light to your advantage. So one of the things that I do when I get to a place is identify large windows or lamps that I can use for free natural ambient light sources. And a lot of times windows are really fun and easy to use because they produce this really beautiful light on human skin, and they're free. They're totally free. So I like to put my subject in front of them so that that window light spills in on them rather than having to carry my lights out all the time. Frame the subject properly. Your subject should have ample headroom and nose room, and they shouldn't be too wide or too close up in any of the shots. Doing so can make the viewer nervous or uncomfortable. Don't neglect the background. Your visuals are meant to tell a story, and the background is part of that story. Now, these should be something that's interesting, but not too fun or flashy that it detracts from what's going on camera or the subject that you're actually interviewing. For this shot, I've got Jordan in front of one of our plant walls in our house. Create depth. You can do this with a well-placed backlight, or pro tip, you can pivot your interviewer a little bit and film into a corner like we're doing here, which creates a little bit of depth without actually having a big space behind us. So there you have it, folks. Those are our top 10 tips and tricks for interviewing people on camera. Were there any that we left out or that you like to do that we didn't mention here? If so, let us know in the comments section below. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I will see you next time.
Do. Are we recording?
Yeah, I started recording.
Is this?
As per usual, the first 5 minutes is going to be just total nonsense.
But he's so happy.
As long as everyone else is happy.
I can only assume that your 10 YouTube subscribers will say they want to see more Jordan in your video.